Okay, here we are.
Welcome back.
Yeah.
Episode 2.
You got it. Okay, so I'm Angela.
I'm Marcy.
And welcome everyone. Again, this is Authentically Angela on YouTube, but of course I have my lovely co-host here, and Marcy, and that's where you can find us on YouTube and up on Spotify if you're listening where you are, gym, what have you, driving. So thank you for that. Now, what are we drinking? First, we're gonna cut and light, because this again is a virtual cigar lounge. Okay.
And
so
it smells like one today. Oh, it smelled so good when I walked in.
Yeah.
I love
I
it.
had a nice Maduro that was still lingering here. It's kind of early. I don't actually know what time it is right this second.
It's noon.
Now it's noon.
It's noon.
Again, once again, it took us an hour. It took me an hour to get going this morning.
It's fine.
So what are we drinking? I have coffee in here.
You have a tiny coffee. I have a very large coffee.
We always have to cheers before we start.
Cheers.
And like I said, I'm going to get you to say, a la santé.
A la santé.
A la santé.
A la santé.
Cheers. All right.
Oh my gosh.
That's good.
I love me coffee.
What do you have in yours today?
This is actually from Dunkin'. This is the caramel swirl.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So,
my go-to.
do you add like creamer or just
skim milk?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
No extra sugar because there's the caramel in it, but
Yeah. So that's the.
coffee is the vodka of the morning.
Hey, she knows that. This is just 2 shots of espresso with a little oat milk. I actually don't really do sugar basically at all. In my coffee.
I don't either. I usually it's just I like a little bit of flavor. If I don't have it, I don't have it. I might put like 1 sugar in it, but not a lot.
Yeah.
So I'm sweet enough.
Oh yeah, you're naturally sweet. Yeah, you had the patience. We had to like configure this today differently. So you definitely have the patience for that. So Marcy, what'd you bring, and what we got to tell the people what we're smoking?
All right. Well, I am.
Since we're you got all right.
This is the one
that brought the special one.
I did. This is the Camacho Factory. This is Unleashed 2.
Nice.
So this is what you smoked on the last episode. But I have yet to get more cigars. I need to get out to the shop and grab more. This week just wasn't happening.
Oh, well, don't worry about that. You came to the right place. If you ever come here empty-handed, don't worry. I'll go my humidor for you anytime.
Like, let me put down a cigar.
Yeah, we have a good pick. Yeah, for sure. Okay, cool. So we'll talk about that for sure. And then I have the Romeo Y Julieta 1875 Barber Pole, which I can't wait to cut into this.
So pretty.
Yeah, isn't it? I don't do barber poles often, but I do love them. So when this, we'll talk about it. I was at a Scotch Tasting event last night, and they gave out 1 cigar with a ticket. And so this is what I got.
It's so cool.
Yeah, so I'm excited. So I'm doing a V cut.
I know.
All right. So again, for those listening, look at that.
Whoop-ah!
That's the V cutter. Let's get into that. I'm going to go right down the center here. Nice V cut. Okay. And then I just personally kind of like to flick off some of the residual little tobacco flecks, because some people, they say, like, when the tobacco flecks go in your mouth, some people are just like, either I spit them out or kind of, I think they just chew them out.
What do you
swallow.
Spit them out?
Patooey. But I don't, I always have my trusty paper towel here, because I don't like when they stick on my tongue.
Yeah.
As much as I love cigars, I don't like that part of it. But, okay, so let's get these toasted. Now, let's talk about this. I think when I smoked the Camacho last time, I was saying, if you guys can see that in the video, it's got the special foot.
Close up. I mean, this isn't. We can't read.
Yeah, I'll put a picture of it. It's got the 2 different. The wrapper doesn't go all the way down to the foot, because upon light up, it's going to be dual flavored, which is really cool. So tell me if you can taste that.
I will see if I can taste it.
You know,
you need to cut yours again.
Well, I did the V cut.
Oh, I thought you don't do the crown cut. You just did the V cut.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Why, you want me to do a crown cut today? You want to do a crown cut?
Do a crown cut.
Okay.
Why not?
Yeah, I have a tutorial on that on YouTube. It's just very simple. All you do is rotate it a quarter turn, and then you V cut it again. Which one did you do? The guillotine?
Mm-hmm.
And then you get that nice crown cut. We're going royal today. Royal. All right, let's get that. And then you get a really nice draw with that, because there's a lot of air flow coming through.
So pretty. I know.
See that? That's the crown
I'll have
cut.
to show it. And you
It's
need
nice.
to put one of these like in the show it close up because it's so cool.
Yeah. The Barber Poles are nice looking. All right, so we crown cut that.
Mm-hmm.
Let's light these up.
We're gonna get this to work today.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, so like I said, I was it snowed here in upstate New York all through the night and
Mid-state New York. We are not upstate New
All
York.
right, yeah, this is true. Okay, I'm Hudson
Welcome
Valley.
to the
We're
Hudson
in the
Valley.
Hudson Valley, but it was kind of icy too. It was like ice raining
Yeah.
last night. So I right before you got here was shoveling to get you through to the garage. So I'm not that cold right now. Are you?
I'm
'Cause,
not. I'm pretty good.
I was sweating.
Well, an hour and a half ago.
Yeah.
That's when we started this
So,
process.
but
All right.
so I was gonna say I kept my lighter in my pocket so that it stayed nice and warm. Cause I don't know if you all find that out there. If you're smoking in the winter, if your butane doesn't really start up on you quickly because it's cold out. So again, Angela, authenticallyangelapodcast at gmail.com if you want to email us questions or share what you're smoking, share your favorite sticks and what companies. Because like for me, right, last time we were together, I was saying how I love Drew Estate, but I never had the acid.
Right.
And so you were smoking that. So,
Look.
you know, you could love a Nice.
I brought two.
Yeah, we'll smoke those maybe in the next episode.
Oh, I can do that.
Yeah, I have
leave one
yet
for
to
you.
try. I'm going to
There
try
you
one
go.
of those. So you brought one for
The
me?
next episode. I did.
Thank you. This has a nice smoke output, though. I do love a stick that's nice and smoky. See, it's kind of doing that thing again at the top.
Oh,
It
yeah.
has a small
See,
chill
I
in the
know,
air
it's
here. Not working for you?
Mm-mm.
It is, but I
Yeah.
think it's just a little
I
bit
think it's a good light.
slightly lopsided. But it happens. It happens. They call it canoeing.
They do.
There's a lot of things with cigars that are normal. That listen, this is a natural product. It's a hand-rolled natural product. So sometimes you don't always get that perfect circumference burn. But I like
That's
to touch it up
Yeah.
and
Work in progress.
midway, and it's fine. Ooh, I always love
Everything.
the aroma of the two cigars
Together.
combined.
I know. All right.
All right,
So what we got going on?
Well, okay, so last night I was at the Scotch Tasting at a local venue, wedding, a local place that it's a wedding venue. It's also where they host, like, you could sleep there. It's like an inn on premise.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Yeah, and they have several other events. It's called Curry Estate.
Mm-hmm.
And it was really cool. There was the Scotch expert came. He did a whole presentation for a good 10-15 minutes, which I really enjoyed because it was like the history. And actually, I did not know this. Tell me if you knew this. I honestly didn't know this. That Scotch is whiskey, but whiskey that only is coming from Scotland. It's called Scotch. I don't know why. Like, I've been to Scotland.
I
Actually.
did know
I don't
that.
know why I didn't
Yeah.
like have that memorized. And I was like, oh, okay. Because
Yeah.
I always get so confused. It's like there's all whiskey, bourbon whiskey, Kentucky. Like I never knew. There's all these names.
Right.
So
We'll have to, maybe that can be an episode. We'll have to go through them all. We'll give you a history lesson of all the Kentucky
Yeah.
bourbon. And
Yeah.
This week was like long and tiring and
yeah, here
Weird.
in I was gonna say upstate again in the Hudson Valley, we had so it snowed last night and 3 days ago we had a big storm and there was no school here one day this week, and I think for doesn't it it kind of does sometimes. It's weird. It makes it feel like the week went longer even though you had
yeah.
Isn't that
I
weird?
mean,
so we had off and I'm like, wait.
not all of us had the day off. Not all of us had a snow day,
Yeah.
Angela.
Well, when you work for a school district on the side there.
But
Yeah.
but my office, as I make a mess, my office, a lot of people have the ability to work from home,
Yeah.
to work remote. But being an office manager in my department, I'm there, answering the phones and doing the work I need.
Are you guys
need to
open?
do. Literally, so our phones turn on at 8:30. It must have been 9 o'clock. And
Yeah.
we know these
Bling,
days.
bling.
We know that these days, for the women that are answering the phone's not going to ring. Most people are right home. They're not thinking about having their their lawn mowed or a pool put in because it's not nice out. So anyway, this guy calls, and he right away starts going on about how he just moved up here from the city, and literally his second day in this area, and he said, and I wake up and there's no porter outside shoveling my sidewalk.
Yeah, we don't have a doorman or a porter for you, sir.
He's like, I just moved in. This is my second day.
Yeah,
and
dumped at least what 8 inches, I think, or at least.
It may have been,
Yeah.
and it was like a wet snow too, so it was easy to like clean off. It didn't. But anyway, I said, sorry, sir, I'm gonna stop you right there. We don't plow residential. And he's like, oh no, he was just beside himself. He couldn't function because there was not somebody else.
Well, I can kind of relate
shoveling.
to that, because when I first came up from Long Island, which is flat, to up here, I'm sorry. My mom, when I first moved upstate, I'm going to say upstate because that's what I guess the way we were trained.
But up here is fair.
Yeah,
you were down
from
there,
Long
and now
Island.
you're up here.
Yeah, and it is flat down there. And my mom was like, "You're moving to the sticks? You're moving to the woods?" I'm like, "No, actually, there's sidewalks and curbs here, but yeah, I didn't. I was like, help, because but now I'm completely used to it. I mean, I've been up in this area for at least 20 years now, so
yeah, we've been here
Good,
over
or
20.
Yeah, so
Yeah, I mean, I moved from Massachusetts, so I mean,
you know snow.
I know
right?
snow. I know
Yeah.
snow. People are like, are you, I don't like to drive in the snow. I'm like, I learned to drive in the snow.
Right.
It's like,
I didn't.
you have to
right.
learn
Yeah,
to drive
yeah.
in the snow
Yeah.
because, although I don't feel like now we just don't have, we don't have the winters like we used to.
It's kind of true. That's weird, isn't it?
Are we at that age
Yeah.
that we
Yeah.
have to say these things
Yeah,
now, right?
it is. And you know what? Is it global warming? Is it happening? Because I feel like we don't. I could say that too.
Yeah,
Especially over the last
season's
5
just sort of
years.
like shifted on that
Yeah.
dial
Mhm.
just a little bit now, and
It's kind of like the 100-year flood, though. I think sometimes when people say like this and that with the weather, if you look in the history, there was, where it dumped 2 feet of snow, and then nothing, and like the Farmer's Almanac, and then, which I think we're in now, because we've kind of had a few mild winters in a row.
yes.
But I think like maybe let's say next winter or the winter after, like eventually we're gonna get dumped on again, like dumped,
Probably.
like nonstop.
Probably.
Where there's
But-
like 6 snow days off from school in a row. But we haven't had that recently.
We haven't. In fact, it might have been before the snowfall. When did I text you the photo? It was
Oh yeah,
sort of
yes,
a
yes,
mild
yes.
day,
Mhm.
and whatever, 40 or something. It wasn't too bad, but I got home from work. I'm like, I'm gonna run out and have a cigar.
Yeah, yep. Stick on my back
Squeeze
porch
it in
time.
before- what?
Yeah. Oh,
I'm a
that's okay.
mess.
That's okay. Hey, that's part of it all.
All
Ashing.
I
Well,
thought
I'm
you
gonna
were
get a brush.
supposed to be the mess today, not me.
Oh yeah. This thing's really perking me up. This is putting me in a really good mood.
Really?
Actually. This is nice. I
Oh,
love
alright.
the Vitola, I think that's called. The Vitola is. Oh, did you know that?
Learn me.
We have to put the information down here. Vitola is the size. I believe. I have to now double look that up. I don't know if it's both the size, meaning like the inch of the stick, and with it the ring gauge, which this is a nice ring gauge.
I like that one. Yeah.
And it's like length and ring gauge, which is like the thickness, which I love a nice fat.
Yeah. Some
Stick,
days
for
that's.
You know, we both have to smoke on here. We got to get our hands on. It's sometimes rare for me to find, but I do have a review of it on one of my back videos on YouTube. The Perdomo Immenso 70. It's a fat Maduro.
Really?
70 ring gauge. Have you ever had like a big
No.
fat? We gotta
No.
smoke it. It's,
All right.
And it's so tasty. But sometimes like you gotta like go slow with the Maduros and have like kind of food in your tummy, or otherwise you'll get like lightheaded. Yeah, we don't. Yeah. So
All right, I'm in.
we have some bourbon whiskey we're gonna sip on. But first we're doing our coffee.
And now it's 12 o'clock somewhere, so we can drink.
Yeah. Oh, I love that Cookie Monster.
Oh, Cookie Monster's my guy.
I forgot about that. Yeah,
Yeah.
you were saying.
Yep.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yep, Cookie holds a special place in my heart. Yeah, I'm going to admit this on camera. I have a Cookie Monster onesie with a hood and everything.
Cozy.
Yeah, it's
Yeah. Well,
every grown adult should have a onesie.
Yeah, my sister and I coined that. Remember your spirit. She said years ago. She's like, we need to like do things that remind us like when we were 8 years old again. And she always says like if we'll text each other back and she's like, remember your spirit, and that means
That's
like
so cute.
yeah, like it's good to pull that from when you were young and have that jovial spirit. So you have the cookie one. So like since you were a little girl, that's so like you had a stuffed animal of Cookie.
Yeah, it's a you know, it's a cute little story. You know, I come from a home where my father that donated his, you know, can is that all right? Can I?
Yeah.
So it was a very rough marriage for my mother, and they got divorced when I was very, very young, but living
like under 2 years old.
I was probably right around 2, but they had rented an apartment. We had a 2-family home, and they rented an apartment, and the gentleman that lived down there had lived down there for quite a while, and friendly with both my mother, and he knew, you know, my father, and so when they split, they just had this friendship. And the first year that my mother was on her own with me and my older brother, he helped her out. And the story goes that he brought her to the Toys R Us, whatever, and said, get what you need for the kids. Yeah. And he bought me himself. He gave me a Cookie Monster.
Oh, yeah.
And we had a sort
near
of
and dear to your heart.
It is. You know, we had the rough, you know, father-daughter relationship. Whoops, and I just put ash on your growing up. Unfortunately, he died, you know, when I was 30, so still pretty young, and it was, you know, sad, but Cookie Monster was, you know, it was just a close. It just reminds me of him and what an awesome man he was that he helped out, and then
you guys
ended up marrying my mother.
Yeah.
So
how old were you? Do you remember when they got married, or you don't?
I do. I was probably 5, and
so a good guy.
He was an excellent guy. Yep.
Yeah, it's always nice when
knight
you
in
find
shining
a good
armor.
guy. Yeah, when especially because your mom had 3 kids, so that's nice. That's a nice story.
Yeah.
That kind of said. Did you call him Dad?
I did.
Or, yeah.
He actually adopted us.
Oh, well,
so
that's
we took
nice.
his last name, and
yeah.
It was like he was my dad. He's my daddy.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear he's not with us anymore.
Me
so
too.
Cookie kind of reminds you.
Cookie is just I would say Cookie's my spirit animal.
Yeah, it's a good spirit animal.
Remember my spirit.
Yeah. I feel like mine is a stag. I would have to look up if, like, they say you could figure out what your spirit animal is with
like
your
a Patronus.
signs. Yeah.
Are you a Harry Potter fan?
No, I'm not. I never personally, I think, got into it.
Okay.
Because when it came out, I was whatever I was doing. Actually, my wife she's a teacher of 2nd grade. But the thing is, when those books first came out, I don't know what I was probably still going to college at night, I think. I just wasn't ready to read them, but she read them all. Yeah. So you read all the books?
Yes.
Yeah. As soon as they came out. And also her students at the time, I don't even remember when that was.
If she still loves you, I'll still be your friend.
Oh, because why? Because I'm not a
You should really watch them.
Oh, no.
It's pretty...
I'll be honest with you. I read, that's funny. That's, I'll have to tell her. Equal opportunist novel picks. No, I'm a huge Little House on the Prairie fan.
Really?
So I read those books, and I even reread. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Little House, Laura Ingalls.
Yeah.
So
I never read
really
those.
I like, and then even like I don't want to go off on a tangent, but Mark Twain.
That's what we do.
I'm a Huck Finn, Tom Sawyer books girl. Those series. So I never got into Harry Potter ever.
Interesting.
Yeah, but we have all the books in the house.
Yeah.
So tell me what were you saying about Harry Potter? What's the spirit animal on Harry Potter?
Well, it just happened to be a stag. So you said you think yours was a stag, and I said Patronus, and you know.
So what is that? The technical? Is that like the mystical name of a stag? Patronus? Or
No, that's just what they call. Like some have a rabbit, or some have, you know, that's just. Read the books, Angela.
I don't know if I'm ever going to get into Harry Potter.
All right, at least watch the movies. They're always on a marathon.
They are. See, now when they come on, I'm a Star Wars.
Oh, okay.
Are you? I am 100,000%. I mean,
not also, a fan, not like a
I'm
Star
a
Wars
diehard.
Yeah,
diehard.
I'm not. My husband is. I mean, I know.
Oh, I'll talk to Doug about
there
it.
You go.
Forget it, Marcy. You and Jen can talk Harry Potter because she knows the books and the movies, and I can talk to Doug about Star Wars because
we'll just cut it here. When we come back, Doug will be here.
Yeah. We'll edit that out. But I just wanted to show again. I mentioned it last time. I think I'm going to have this almost every time. The LaCroix, the lime, because it just acts as a palate cleanser for me in between puffs. That's my personal preference. But okay, so we're talking books. So a couple of things. I had mentioned Mark Twain. Mm-hmm. So I have him up here smoking a cigar. I'm going to tell you 2 reasons why.
Can I light it for you?
Yes. I've always been a fan of Huck Finn and all that. There's in Disney World, I don't know if actually they still have this exhibit there, but in Magic Kingdom, there's that bridge. They have like the Tom Sawyer Island at Disney World in Orlando. I don't know if
they have it. It wasn't like
you just
notice. Yeah, I didn't like really notice it.
Yeah, because a couple of the things from the past they took away. But when I went last with my boys were in like 3rd grade, right? So that was quite a while ago. So it was still there, Tom Sawyer Island, which was so cool. Like you could climb this like fake tree.
So it was like a thing. They definitely didn't.
Oh yeah, it was. Cause it was awesome. Cause you know how like
cool.
They have like that steamboat ride at Disney, in the Magic Kingdom. I think.
I don't know that they have that anymore.
Oh, see, cause that was Mark Twain era.
Interesting.
And there's a lot of steamboat talk in his book. So you took this little boat literally across to Tom Sawyer Island that they built at Disney. It was just the coolest thing. And I remember when I was a little girl, like swinging, like they like it was like a mock.
Oh my god!
Yeah, it was really cool. Like you swung through the trees, you walked through like the caves. It was really cool. So I just was enthralled with that. And then there's a company, I don't honestly have it, I don't know by the top of my head, who put out Mark Twain cigars, which I'm going to get to. I've reviewed them on my YouTube in the past, but we'll do them in our virtual cigar lounge. I'll get you into I think you'll like the Mark Twain cigar. Okay. But also, so there's Mark Twain cigars, and then, but first I discovered that at the there's a local cigar shop in town here that sold them, and I was like, wait, double intrigued. I'm like, wait, there's a Mark Twain cigar? And then I did more back research on him himself, and he's totally in the cigar world. Like in his memoir, he talks about it that he literally, I come to learn, he smoked basically. This for good, bad, or otherwise. He smoked from the moment he woke up to the moment he went to sleep, basically. Like, honestly. Wow. And he had the billowing smoke to write all his American classics. Like, he always, he almost couldn't write without a cigar in his hand. I come to find, and I was like, wow. This is like, so I'm like, already loved Mark Twain since I was, 7 with the book. And now, because I'm into cigars, I was like, wait, there's a Mark Twain cigar. There's, so anyhow, and we'll get to some of his quotes. He's got some really cool,
I love it,
cigar quotes like, if there are no cigars in heaven, then I shall not go. Something like that, like,
That's brilliant.
Like, yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
I like it.
But now, did maybe Doug read any of those, like, Huck Finn?
I'm sure he did. I'm going to confess this to everyone right now. I've never read it. I've never read it.
It's okay. I never read Harry Potter. I know he's huge.
Well, yeah, but I feel like I should go back and read classics.
It's a classic.
Yeah.
It's a classic. I think actually my kids, I don't know what grade they were in. That was on part of the summer reading list. One of the choices they picked. I think it was the Huck Finn. They picked it.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Now I'm gonna have to read it.
It's definitely an American classic. Yeah. But what time are we at here?
Well, do you want to do speaking of books?
Yeah. So speaking of books, so have my cigar tasting log, and then
I just got mine.
yeah, you were like, what's that all about? So
I
she
know.
just picked this one up. Put that up to the camera and let them see. That's a badass one. That's definitely, that kind of reminds me of Slash from
It
Guns
does
N'
a little.
Roses.
I love skulls. Anything with skulls on it. Actually, I think I'm wearing.
Oh yeah.
I'm wearing a skull today.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's. Once you showed me what it is, it's kind of cool because I remember last time I was here, we talked about how I have just a drawer full of labels, and yes, I remember. Oh, I saved this label because obviously I like it. But why did I like it?
Well, don't take offense. I'm gonna correct you. It's a band.
Pardon me. Band. What did I say?
Label. It's
label.
It's okay.
Oh.
The correct cigar topic is this is a band.
It's a band.
Cigar band. You know, because my friend,
not a label.
He said it was a wrapper, and I'm like, well, we're not. If we call this the wrapper, then what do we call? Because the first leaf is the wrapper.
Correct.
So we have,
Correct.
you know, come on.
Right.
I mean, we're here for cigars first and foremost. So okay. No, but I
Thank
love
you.
you just the same.
Ah, thank goodness.
So yeah, and now the reason why, actually, for all of you out there, I kind of will stress that you do get a cigar logbook. A lot of the old-timey aficionados kind of recommend it because you might not remember, you know, like this one, the Romeo Y Julieta has a certain, like, hazelnut, let's say, flavor note, and then 2 years later you'll be like, oh.
Exactly.
I want to try, you know, you won't remember. So they just, I don't know why, they just say to do it. I personally like advice like that. I take the advice, and it works for me, because I do have some sticks in here, a couple of, like, Arturo Fuentes that I never remember. Like, did I like that?
Exactly. Yep. So yeah, I'm glad that I picked it up, and we'll fill it in at the end of the
Yeah, we'll put the wrapper in. What did you call it? A band, a wrapper.
The
label. Like it's like I don't know.
The artwork that surrounds the stick. How about that?
Yeah. I'm done with my coffee.
I'm never done with coffee, but we'll set it aside for now.
I promised Marcy today, she's coming over. We're going to do some Wyoming whiskey. This is small batch bourbon whiskey, okay? And I'll put the picture below of what we have, some special ice cubes. You can't see it from there.
We'll put a picture. They're very, very cool.
I had my the Puros and Music Workshop logo made into silicone ice cube trays. I'll put the link below that too. Sillygrams, it's called. It's really cool. You could get your logo.
My face?
Yeah, well, yeah, it would be probably like that cartoonish outline. You know, if you, how my face up there, like it'd be like an outline.
Yeah, I want my face on ice cubes.
Yeah, you could. What? Yeah, that'd be cool. I'm going to tell you a couple things before we pour this, because I'm really into local stuff. I really am.
I agree.
I have a bunch of other Cooper's Daughters, I think it's cool, right?
I love Cooper's Daughters.
We're gonna get to that. We'll get to that next time.
I love them.
Good. I have 2 bottles inside. But this was already open. The Cooper's Daughters, I think I didn't open that one yet. So this is already open, but it is from Wyoming. But the weird thing is, I was at our local. There's a local apple orchard that annually throws this beer, wine, and whiskey fest. Have you ever been to it?
I have not been to it.
Yeah.
I used to live right there, actually.
But I went actually for the first time this year, and I won this as a prize because it wasn't like alcohol to purchase. It was just the festival.
It was a tasting, yeah.
But I did win one of these to go, so I've already broken into it. So, like I said, it's already open. Sweet. We're going to pour it today. So, this is some good stuff.
I'm excited.
Yeah. All right, so what kind of pour you want? Tell me when. Like a nice, we're sipping on some whiskey with our cigars.
Maybe like a finger and a half.
All right.
There you go. Oh, okay. Or 3 fingers.
Well, the ice cubes taking up a lot of
You're right.
This is a big, I don't think you could see it. But, do you want to switch?
No.
Listen,
This
you don't
is
have
fine.
to finish it.
Mm.
That's good. just to wet our whistle.
I love it.
Yeah, so let me know what you think. Yeah, actually, I do have a video. Did you see the video of me lighting my cigar with a flame?
did.
That's this. That's it's already open. So,
I like it.
yeah, the Wyoming Whiskey. This stuff is good.
All right. Well,
All
cheers.
Right. Let's see if you like it. That's good. See, that's another palate cleanser in between puffs.
Oh, that is good.
Warming.
Yeah. Oh, there it is.
Going down the throat. Nice and smooth.
I like it.
Got to relight.
Yeah.
So, let's see. Okay, so we were talking. Oh, so you worked for, we were saying how you do the snow removal. But your company is, also, like, they do hardscapes, right?
We do hardscapes.
I love a good hardscape. Especially, I'm telling you, coming from Long Island, some people's patios are like murder down there. It was like,
right?
Can't
I know.
Top it.
Yeah, we really.
I love a good paver.
We really
system.
do. What did I just do here? We
You guys offer all that, right?
We do. We have such incredible designers and builders. We create these backyard oases. You know,
yeah.
Just. You
Inviting
just don't.
for cigars.
Indeed.
They
but,
could half advertise that.
Yeah, right? No.
If you want a perfect backyard with a fire pit, by the pool.
Pits, outdoor kitchens, in-ground pools are really one of our big staples.
Oh, you guys do a phenomenal job.
It's I'm very lucky. I really love where I work. It's a fun place, right?
With the pandemic, I was like, well,
now what?
Yeah. So we had
that was everybody's.
Yeah. So at the time, it was the Lowe's right from this day one. I felt like they did the curb. I think actually they already had set up the pickup
curbside. I think they did.
Some of the companies, it was an easy transition, so to speak.
Yes. Yeah.
Right, with like the Instacart, that was already in place. So I just kind of took advantage of it, and I was like, okay, well, I'm just gonna pull up to the parking lot, to be near nobody. Outside air, wearing the masks, this and that, and they loaded up the back of the truck with the pavers, and I said, well, I'm not, school's closed. Now, were you guys shut down? Were you at your job at that time? Or
I was not.
At this place, no.
I was, actually, I was out of work, sort of just prior, looking for work, but then it was like,
oh, you were looking, and then we shut down, you're saying?
Yeah.
Or so you had no...
Yeah, I was
that
already...
We're like, go home, Marcy.
Right, exactly.
We don't need you. We're closed.
No.
The government said we can't work.
Yeah.
Oh, so that, okay.
Yeah. So it was, the four of us inside the house. And, it's like, yay, this is fun. Until it's not. Until it's not. And you say, we all need to find some space. But it was nice. I mean, we actually...
You regrouped your family dynamic instantly.
We did. I mean, I think a lot of people did. Yeah. And I think everybody sort of changed,
I know,
how the outlook of everything.
I'm different for sure.
Yeah. But it was really the time
for the better.
We had, so that was really, it was like March that everything was like, hard stop.
Yep.
Kids were home from school, daughter home from college, and so as it got warmer and things were starting to be like, okay, if you're outside, things like that, we started, we just had a deck at the time, and we found somebody that we tore out the deck, new deck, pergola, and then we had some stairs put. We had a little patio built with, and then we had, we didn't have a fire pit, but we built, we had one of the propane ones that we got. And that was what got us to just
redo the backyard.
Yeah. And then we were outside all the time, having some beers and just, it was kind of nice, right? It was kind of nice.
Yeah.
Sometimes you need that. You're forced to have that downtime and make those connections.
Forced to slow down. I know.
Yeah.
I mean, some people, the stories are horrific, and my heart goes out to you.
They are, for sure.
But for the majority, you had to make the best of it.
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, we were literally forced.
I know.
There were certain jobs. Well, there was the essential workers. God bless them. God bless them. But other people, Couldn't go anywhere.
No, and
But I think the thing of it is the family dynamic that shifted, and I find this with a lot of my coworkers and friends, and do agree that, and I'm glad to hear this, that it was nice. It kind of reset the family.
Yeah, I agree.
That's what you want to hear. You
Yeah.
don't want to hear, you know.
You do. And a lot of home projects got done.
They did. Yeah.
You learned how to lay a patio, and it looks great. So.
Yeah. Thanks. Yeah. When you leave here, I'm going to show you it close. Close up. It looks good from like 10 feet away, 20 feet
It's
away.
like a Monet.
Yeah. So, yeah. But all right. I guess we're gonna wrap this up.
Sounds good.
We want to thank you again. I had already said I'll just put the link below. The email, you could email us. We love knowing what you're smoking out there. Again, we're just going to continue this as what I would like to call the virtual cigar lounge, because, you know, and the ladies that smoke out there, we'd love to find you.
Yeah.
Because that's what I'm trying to open this up to. I know there's a lot of cigar content out there, but I'm not sure that I saw two ladies in a podcast.
No, I don't
yet.
think
so.
so.
That's where our niche is going to be.
Yeah.
We're just going to open it up for that. Do you have any closing remarks?
I don't. I'm excited to write in my journal for the first time.
Oh yeah, we didn't get to the end. Do you want to?
But I think
is it warm enough? Because you know, also they say to cut. Well, they right. Hey, listen.
Who's they?
Yeah, right. They. You know, my grandma used to say that. Who's they? What? I love. May she rest. That's a whole. I could talk about my grandma for 6 podcasts.
Aww.
She's my whole heart. But she's in heaven. But they say, right, yours is kind of close.
Yeah.
The warmth of the cigar, when it gets close to the band, that's when it's easy to take off, because the band is only on there with like a little fruit pectin.
Mm-hmm.
So anyhow, so that doesn't rip off. Do you want to see if you could kind of pull it off? Because maybe we could tape it in your journal. For those out there, we'll do a live. Oh, it's coming off easy. Yeah, journal. Oh yeah, your first. She just got this awesome book, and we'll do our first cigar.
I
live.
love it.
Let me get the tape.
I love it. Dear
Also,
diary.
dear diary. Oh, I wish I had my diary. Do you have your diary from when you were little? I wish I had my diary.
You know, I have to say, I never really kept a diary, but I was a big. I wrote, who didn't write their poetry, their lamenting of in your high school days. I do actually have like my notebooks that I used to just doodle and all of my original stuff. Yeah, I do have
from, like,
that.
when you were in junior high and stuff?
Yeah.
Or even younger, or?
Not really, not younger.
Yeah.
Definitely
Definitely, yeah.
junior high, you know, probably 8th grade to, you know, through my senior year of high school.
Oh, I gotta check some of that
Yeah.
out. Not read it too closely, but intimate
You know
detail,
what?
but yeah. Oh, I wish, I have to double check. There's a bin in my basement that, you know, my mom, she wrapped up all our stuff and was like, this is from when you were a kid. I don't think my journal was, like, kind of saved.
No.
Because my childhood home actually is no longer on the earth.
Oh.
It was demolished right down to the sand.
Wow.
Yeah, I grew up in a 1916 vacation home on Long Island. It was from the city. At the time, there was nothing else. I'm going to go on a tangent. See, we thought we were going to say goodbye.
Right. I
This
love
is
a good
quick
tangent. Let's go.
let's get this. But back when, like, Long Island was, because, you know, my family came from Brooklyn to Long Island, and it was, like, still potato fields, dirt roads. We have pictures of, like,
Wow.
yeah, still, like, dirt roads. So the house I grew up in was literally considered like a vacation house from some city people.
Okay.
So it was built in 1916, and it's, you know, since my when my mother sold it, it's been leveled, and now there sits on it a majestic home.
Wow.
Yeah. So anyhow, needless to say, my diary is nowhere to be found anymore.
We'll circle back to the beginning when the home that I was saying was a 2-family, and my father had lived in the basement apartment, Cookie Monster. It was, I don't know, I was a teenager, and I'll never forget that my father was like, "Oh, I just read an article that the house on Wayne Street is now a crack house." So my childhood home.
Your neighborhood was, something to be.
Turned into a crack house. Cheers.
Hey, mine's demolished to the sand, the Long Island sand, into the ocean. And
Mine's a crack house.
We should take a road trip. We're going to go to Tampa for cigars. Then we're going to swing through Massachusetts and see your old neighborhood.
It's gonna be great. It's gonna be great.
Not get too close to
We're a
that street.
flakjack.
I need like a gun in the back seat.
And that's our show, folks.
Well, here, let me get the tape. We're going to officially do this because we know since we're in the cigar community, right? We know our fellow cigar lovers out there. I'm sure they put their bands in their
I'm sure that
journal.
they do.
Ooh, I think this got moved.
Grab a glue stick,
Yeah.
some glitter.
Yeah, you can do whatever you want.
I think this one has more of a kick than I thought it
Yeah,
did.
you're getting. Well, you have we now have the bourbon here.
I know, right?
This is the the official name.
This is like, I'm gonna have to put this at
Bourbon
the
whiskey.
bottom or something. Like, come on.
Oh, let's see. There's usually a spot.
Yeah, it's
Oh, a
right.
fixed. Oh, yeah, a fixed label here.
It's
See, yeah, Camacho
it's like
has a nice
this.
big fat
It does.
band. Oh, it does say
So let's
label. So then you did say the right word.
So let's
Label
see.
band. All right, listen, Marcy. You're right.
I didn't
I'm
even know
wrong.
I was right. All right, so I'm gonna just cover some of this because it wasn't any of these things up here, bitter or chocolate or
No,
earthy.
right.
So I'm just gonna cover some of
Yeah,
that.
the nice thing about again with the logbook is
Ta-da!
it kind of helps guide you. Yeah, cute. It says like the strength. What did it taste spicy? Did it taste like coffee? So you could. It's nice
5-star rating.
Yeah. All right. So we'll get to that.
Yeah.
So we put it in our logbook, and we're gonna say thanks for joining, and we'll see you
Next time.
Authentically Angela Video Podcast. Thanks for joining. We'll see you next time.